In this episode, we're talking about Slaughter to Prevail, Kostolom, released in 2021. This is a fan request from Prevail from the podcast Sip Screen Repeat. Is there an album you'd like us to review? Leave it in the comments. We are Blenderstyle. Cheers, gentlemen.
Blend it up. If you blend it up, I'll never stop.
I've never really been interested in Slaughter to Prevail, but I saw some videos with Alex Terrible, and he's like out on like some pier or some shit, and he's like doing vocals like without a mic or anything with some other vocalists, and just the amount of power he could bring with his vocals like kind of impressed the shit out of me. And before that, all I knew was they were just like a deathcore band from Russia that wears masks or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I wasn't super interested until I saw those videos, and then this was on our list. I wanted to bring it to your attention and see what you guys thought about it.
Yeah.
Casey, you're not... I don't think either of you guys are very into deathcore. We did Lorna Shore. I think we all kind of agreed on that to a level.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
I wouldn't really even call this deathcore, though.
Yeah, I'd call this new metal core death.
It is pretty
new metal death.
Is it because of the guitar?
And the vocals, dude, I would say. Like, you brought up Dino earlier. Like, dude, it sounds like Fear Factory.
The
it sounds like Cold Chamber.
Yeah, it does. There's a lot of influence going on through this whole album.
All right. So more of a new metal
Slipknot.
feel. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like, the mask
thing. It opens, yeah.
I never paid attention to this band because of the mask thing. It turned me off.
I would agree.
And I think we talked about this. We kind of touched on this a couple weeks ago. That like Slipknot came out with the mask, and it was like, oh, cool, this is different. You know, I mean, especially for the time. I'm sure bands did it before, but to be mainstream as mainstream as they got with the mask, it was kind of a different thing. But then it seems like they got so mainstream that now every band who does the mask thing is just cheesy and gimmicky, which kind of bugs me. Minus maybe Imperial Triumphant.
Good call. I was wearing an Imperial Triumphant shirt.
You're wearing a Pupil Slicer shirt, Matt.
No mask there.
I would agree. I kind of like the aesthetic of Imperial Triumphant too.
Yeah.
The masks.
Well, but I also think that they're not like I feel like, you know, Slipknot saying is they're in your face, and this band really portrays that in your face kind of sound. Yeah. Imperial Triumphant kind of is in the background. It feels like the music does the talking, and the band's just kind of in the background.
Yeah. They're not comparable bands
exactly.
at all.
But I think that's why the mask thing doesn't bother me.
But one of my beefs with this band is that they do wear the mask because, for all the reasons you said, but also Homeboy looks scary, way scarier without the mask.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I haven't seen pictures of
Alex Terrible is like
terrible looking.
I've seen his like live performances recorded on YouTube and stuff. He's ferocious, dude.
Yeah,
it's what really made me gravitate towards this band, because I'm not in love with this kind of music, really. But it's so aggressive, and his delivery is so visceral.
Yeah,
and like. I don't know, man. They made me appreciate it a lot. And I think when Prevail told me about it, he's like, you got to check out the vocals on Baba Yaga or whatever it's called.
Yeah, I think.
And I was like impressed with it, but it's like bands like Infant Annihilator. Okay, they can do crazy vocals, but like if the song sucks, the song sucks. I'm not saying that about Infant Annihilator. I like that band. But like Lorna Shore, there's bands that have like very like crazy vocals. Sometimes the music's just not that good. So I was curious getting into this one, because I hadn't listened to it before I picked it off our list. But the vocals do stand out for sure.
Yeah, one of the notes I made on my sheet was that the vocals are like they're, even when he's like yelling and doing the really harsh stuff, it's very clear what he's saying and what he's doing. But then he throws
when it's in Russian.
Well, yeah, but then he throws in those clean vocals. And he doesn't like overdo it. He just kind of sprinkles them here and there. And they're so good. Yeah. And when he does do them, it's like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool.
I love it, dude.
Yeah.
There's like whole songs he doesn't do clean vocals.
Oh, exactly. I think I only heard clean vocals maybe 3 or 4 times through the whole album.
Yeah,
But
and
just the little bit that he did, I
yeah,
was
just
like,
sparsely
yeah,
put, and they're nice. Yeah, I thought that's kind of, yeah, the vocals are the highlight for sure.
Yeah, I even hear influences from that like King 810, I believe that thing.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
and like
from
some
Flint,
points,
Michigan.
Yeah,
Great
and like
good
Don't
band.
So
say
what's-
that. I was
what's-
like, don't say it.
Good band. Good band.
they have some tracks, couple tracks,
Fat Around the Heart's great.
and that's kind of what this band kind of like. I don't hear anything new, but it's done in like a new way. So
I
like it
agree.
sounds different a little bit. It sounds a little bit more harsher in some points, and then also like. But it definitely sounds like Cold Chamber. It sounds like Slipknot.
Yeah, I
At
think it's a
points,
little
it starts like
dated.
Fear Factory. Like, there's nothing original or new here. But at the same time, like, I kind of enjoy, like,
You enjoy
I enjoy
all
those bands.
Exactly.
So, like, if it's kind of like it within a song, like, because I don't know much about this band either. So, like, I like watched some like reviews of it and stuff after I had listened to this a few times. And like I heard some people like bashing on it, and they're like, "Oh, it sounds like this, and it sounds like that." And I'm like, "Yeah, but that's why I enjoy it."
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think they're looking to do something new. I don't.
No, I think they're just looking to be out there and kind of pay homage to their musical heroes.
Or maybe they think they are original, but they don't realize it. I think that happens a lot too.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, if they're not like keeping up with music, which happens with bands all the time. I think, yeah, it does sound a bit dated though, like the guitar playing especially. It's like very new metal.
Well, it's like
Sounds like
Nathan was
Roots,
saying
something like that
earlier,
came out in the 90s.
It's the guitar tone of like the early or the 90s Fear Factory, that real springy, obsolete, that
Which
whole
is
album.
great, like you're
Yeah,
saying.
no, it sounds great, but then like Nathan said, there's these like pieces of Cold Chamber and these pieces. I think the only thing in here that I would say I haven't really heard is of all those bands that they kind of sound like, I think the drumming on this is more original than them, although basic at sometimes.
Yeah.
Like there's some really cool and really, really fast blasts and like double kick and stuff, but then for the most part it gets kind of basic. And then they did this really, probably the least favorite part of this whole album to me, where they slow down and he does that kind of talk rap thing over everything.
that's what reminds me of Cold Chamber.
But I feel like Dez doesn't try to rap with it. This feels like it's almost kind of trying to rap, but it doesn't really come off as a rap. And so it kind of just...
I didn't walk away from
kinda
this thinking there was like rap on it.
No, I didn't either. It wasn't rap, but it just comes
I
off
see.
like it's
His
trying to do
delivery.
I
it.
do get what you're saying though.
But it kind of slows the whole pace of the album down to me when he does. And he doesn't do it very often, but when he does, it's
Okay.
like, yeah.
There's like breakdown. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be 30 minutes. You could have knocked 10 minutes off this, and it
Oh,
might
for
have been a
sure.
little
Like
bit
this
more
whole thing,
enjoyable.
as you click through it, like I listened to it like 3 or 4 times. And then like when I went to go write my review, I started listening to it. And I just kind of clicked through each song to kind of refresh my mind. And every song I clicked on, I was like, oh, did I hit the next song? Because they all sound super similar.
I kind of agree.
Yeah.
And I mean, the lyrics are like not good at all.
I didn't even get into the
But
lyrics.
the thing is like I can't even pronounce some of their song names, so I'm not gonna say shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
But you just did.
Okay, so
but you get what I'm
Yeah.
saying, right? Like,
so
I
some
mean,
of the lyrics were not. I agree, but I do like that he swears a lot. He'll just say like "fuck" randomly.
Yeah.
It's just again that visceral kind of attitude.
I love that the Russian sound comes out. You know
I
what
love
mean?
that lots of this is in Russian.
Yeah.
That's a high because I can't.
Dude, the album artwork for this is so lame, though.
Super lame.
It's so like.
He could just put his face on it, his real face, and it would be a better artwork.
So that's my thing, though, that kind of also upsets me. Is it him or is it a band?
I think it's a band. He's just
So I feel like maybe the band should be included in some of this stuff a little bit more. I like that he's a personality and stuff, but at the same time, it's like you're a fucking personality on like line. I don't know.
I
don't understand it.
Listen,
I'm old.
I saw a reaction that he did of a Sleep Token, and he was just like very reserved, which I kind of appreciate. He's in a position where he can't talk too much shit, but you could tell.
Yeah.
He's like, this sucks.
That just gave me a whole new respect for.
Yeah.
Well, he obviously has good taste in music. Like, I kind of appreciate the new metal, like, respect and the feel to it, man. You know what I mean? Like, it brings me back to a time where I don't know. I was into that shit.
Do you think new metal's coming back? Kind of. It
I
feels
think
like
it's kind of been around.
It feels like it's always been there, but I feel like it's kind of being pushed a little bit more now.
Yeah.
But like this thing, like I kind of touched on earlier, the new metal side of this is more on the heavier side than what new metal was when they go there.
Oh, sure.
Which is really cool.
New metal had like the drops where it was like very chill.
I mean, there's some really cool like 808 hits and stuff like that.
But also, new metal is like kind of a name, also like grunge. They threw it at everything.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
They're like, this is new metal, and I'm like, Spine Shake is new metal.
It's like, did you come out in the 90s?
Yeah.
Like, yes.
Strictly Diesel.
Metal.
Come on.
Yeah.
And Dr. Dre's like, how am I new metal? So I feel like this is also better listened to in pieces. It's another one of those albums where listening to it all the way through, you kind of get fatigued. It kind of sounds samey. But if you take it off in like 2-3 songs and then give it a break and then come back to it, I think they're pretty decent songs. There's nothing like super offensive about this or super like game changey or
super sucky. It's just
they're super bad. It's just kind of, it is what it is. It's where it is, and it's enjoyable for short periods of time, I think. So like listening through it and kind of trying to pick apart things I liked and didn't like, there was one standout guitar solo on Agony.
Agony's a good track, dude.
And dude, that guitar solo towards the middle there is like really freaking cool. It was like the standout part of the whole album for me. But I mean, like I said, good album. I give it a 3.5. I feel like it's, a little bit all over the genre that they're going for. There's, like you said, there's Fear Factory, Cold Chamber, Prodigy. There's all kinds of stuff.
Prodigy, huh?
I got some feels of Prodigy. There's like a little bit.
I got like Thy Art Is Murder.
There's a little bit of like dance kind of influence sound in the background, but then there's also some Rammstein mixed in there. Feels like
interesting
with like the.
I think that's just that groove of new
and
metal,
it might
bro.
be, and it was an awkward album to listen to and rate, and I don't know where I'm really at on it 100%.
Kind of awkward. That's a good way of putting it.
But I feel like, give them more time. And I kind of want to go back and see if they've changed. Because from what I read, this was more new metal sounding than their previous album. I didn't go back and listen to any other stuff.
Yeah, I was never interested in this band whatsoever.
Yeah.
I had heard like one of the singles or whatever off of this and a couple of the videos, but never gave it too much mind until I listened to it now. But I would definitely say that this reminds me of a lot of stuff that I enjoyed when I was younger, and I think they do it in a new sounding way.
Mm-hmm.
They're definitely ripping some stuff, but at the same time, I kind of enjoy that. I just wish that there's like 4 songs out of these 12 that are like bangers.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't, like, if they could get more of those 3 or 4 songs, like the first 3 tracks on here are actually enjoyable.
The way the album comes in is really cool too.
And then Agony.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Agony was really good, but I also give it honestly, this is higher than what I thought I was going to do, a 3.5.
Nice. I agree with everything you guys are saying. Like, first couple tracks are good, and then it just kind of, I don't even remember the next song. Like, I Killed a Man. Like, I should remember what that sounds like.
Yeah.
I listened to this a bunch. It just, nothing really stuck. I give it a 3.4 out of 5. It's pretty good. I do like how aggressive it is,
Mm-hmm.
and like how pissed off it is. Like, I feel like I can't help but relate this to Lorna Shore for some reason. I don't know why I'm doing that. Lorna Shore like lacks ferocity, and this has that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I prefer this kind of stuff a little better. So 3.4 for me, guys.
So what is similar to you with this and Lorna Shore?
I just get like deathcore vibes from this. I know we're calling it new metal.
I think one of the things that's kind of sucky about this genre is the vocalists get a lot of praise and a lot of
it's like the
time
focus
on the interviews and this and that.
I think that's probably it,
and
honestly.
I think that's what's similar, because I don't think this sounds like the Lorna Shore record that we did.
It doesn't.
This is for sure more enjoyable to me than the Lorna Shore as well. But I don't see similar.
I think you rated Lorna Shore higher than this. if I'm not mistaken.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Lord Shore was certainly more like cinematic. They had bigger, like grandiose songs.
I gave them like a 3.9, I believe, or
something around there.
I think that album,
Epic.
I think that album would be way better had it been remixed, because just think the mix is what makes that album suffer.
That's definitely the
I would agree with that too.
Shitty point of that. Yeah. This is Blenderstyle. That was Slaughter to Prevail, Kostolom. Let us know what else we should review. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, share with everyone. Share with your fucking grandma. She wants to know about motherland Russia. If your grandma's Russian, you should share this with her. Why wouldn't you fucking share it with her? Also, we put links to the album so you can listen to them. Subscribe because it's convenient. Hey. With one hand, they give you food. With another hand, they'll kill you, fool.